Hey guys, I'm Beth and today I'm going to be doing a Flawless Face foundation tutorial. Please just bear with me with the length of this video because I'm not only going to be going over how to, but I'm also going to be going over why we do the things that we do in order to achieve that flawless finish. Before we get started, there's a couple things that I want to talk about that are key to getting that flawless finish. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have washed your face. You don't want any other makeup residue from the day before on there. You don't want any oil. You want to just have a nice, clean, dry face. The second thing that I want to talk about is primers. What a primer is it preps your face for the makeup that you're applying. It kind of reduces some of the redness, it kind of reduces your pore size, the fine lines on your face, and it gives your face this really nice, smooth, glowing finish. It just helps your makeup stay on all day. There's been a few times where I've skipped it and a couple hours into the day my makeup was almost completely gone. So I can't stress enough how much you need to use a primer in order to get that flawless finish. It's really key. One primer that I use is called Primed and Poreless by Too Faced. This is a sample size. I got it from Sephora, and with this, or any primer actually, you really just need a tiny, tiny dab. A little goes a long way with these, and if you put too much, you're going to get oily skin. If you don't want to use this one, because obviously, you know, there's a bunch of different ones, they all work kind of differently for different skin tones and types, but my suggestion to you would be to go to Sephora. On the end caps, they have just a big display of all different primers. I've had a lot of ups and downs with primers. A lot of them make my skin feel heavy and oily. A lot of them just don't do enough. So you really want to go and you want to test it out for yourself. Another one that I actually really liked that I used for a few years was by Smashbox, and it's called Photo Finish. It's a really great lightweight primer. It does exactly what it's supposed to. It's pretty basic. They have some that are illuminating, and they have some for different skin types. So if you have a lot of redness in your skin, you could try and get one that has some green undertones because the green will cancel out the redness. And if you have kind of yellowish skin, they have a lavender one that will cancel out the yellow tones. So it really just depends on your skin type. Most of them are oil-free, so if you have really oily skin, so just go and just check them out. You know, it doesn't hurt. If you can't find any that you like or you just don't want to use a primer, just please, please, please moisturize, because you need something on your face that's going to hydrate your face and have your makeup stick. That's really, really important. So that is my best suggestion to you, is to either prime or moisturize. I actually don't use primer anymore because I now use a BB cream. So basically what a BB cream is, it's like a primer. It does a bunch of different things all in one. So it's great because they prime, they moisturize, they have SPF so they protect your skin, they have anti-aging benefits, they kind of improve the elasticity of your skin, and they even out the redness and kind of your skin tone. And the great thing about them is that they have a lot of active ingredients, so they kind of improve your skin over time. A lot of them also are tinted. So if you don't really have problem skin, you could get a BB cream that's tinted, you know, obviously find your right shade, and you can use it instead of foundation. Some of them are super sheer and it just gives you a really nice glow and nice coverage. I went through a lot of BB creams. I kind of spent a lot of time at Sephora and tested a lot of them. One of the ones that I really liked was by Too Faced. I love their products. It was very sheer. So on days that I didn't want to wear foundation, or on days that I felt I didn't need to wear foundation, which is rare, you know, it would be great for that. It really covered well. It made my skin glow. It was awesome. But I fell in love with a different one, and it is called Naked Skin by Urban Decay. This is the bottle. This is the box. And I don't really want to bore you with too many facts about it, but this is oil-free, and it's optical blurring, and it hydrates, like I said, it primes, it protects, it perfects, and it treats. In a clinical study, immediately after using it, 65% of participants' complexion looked significantly improved, 59% of people's skin looked lifted, and 68% had improved hydration. After 8 weeks, 93% of participants had firmer and lifted skin, 90% had more radiant skin that just looked better overall, 84% had significant improvement in fine lines, and over 84% had significantly smoother and hydrated skin. So BB creams are awesome because you don't necessarily have to, you know, use a moisturizer and then use a primer and then use, you know, medicated creams for your face to reduce your lines. You don't have to use SPF. You know, it's kind of all in one. They are more on the expensive side, but it's so worth it to just have to use one product, and, you know, your skin will improve over time. So I would suggest this one. This one is for most skin tones. It's not tinted, so, well, I guess I should, it is tinted, but it's not like a specific shade. It just has a tiny bit of tint, so it can be used on most skin tones. So this is a great way to go. You can get this at Sephora, and just, you know, go try them out. You know, everyone is different for different needs. This one just happened to be perfect for me. So, and I happen to love Urban Decay. So we are going to get started, and we're just going to put a tiny little amount on our hands. So I like putting it on the back of my hand. So that's all we really need. It's just this tiny little amount. And you can use a brush, but I like using my finger because sometimes with brushes you get kind of streakiness. So I like using my finger. It's just a better applicator. And just so you guys know, there's a mirror directly in front of me, so if you see me looking, that's where I'm looking to because it's just easier. So you just want to kind of put this all over your face. And you want to put it specifically under your eyes and all around your eyes. And if you fill in your eyebrows, you can put it on your eyebrows too, because that will help for when you fill them in. And if you decide to not go with a BB cream and you want to use a primer, this, you know, does the same thing. So you can use your primer, applicate it the same way that I'm applying my BB cream. Alright, I'm just going to use a tiny bit more. My skin feels really dry today for some reason. So, and I like to put some under my chin along my jawline as well, just because I'm going to be applying makeup there too. So, okay, so now that we've applied the BB cream, I can see it, but you probably can't see it too well in this video, but my skin just looks a lot brighter. And I actually fell in love with this BB cream because I put some on the back of my hand, and my hands are very cracked and dry. And it just reduced all the cracks and lines on the back of my hand. I wish I could show you, but I don't think you can see. This is the hand with the BB cream, like right there, and this is the one without it. So you can kind of see the difference in the lines. But overall, my skin just feels really soft and smooth and hydrated. It just feels wonderful. And you should get that with any BB cream or any primer, because primers kind of make your face feel the same way. So after you use your BB cream or your primer, or even just simply moisturize, the next thing that you want to do is use a concealer. Now, concealers are tricky because there's ones that come in pots like this, and there's ones that come in sticks. I actually lost my stick concealer, but I don't have it to show you, but I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. It's it looks like lipstick, but it's concealer. The pots are very, very thick. The reason that they're so thick is because they're made for blemishes on your face. They're not made for under eyes. That is the biggest mistake a lot of people make with concealer. The stick ones are used for under eyes, and the reason being is that under your eyes, you know, when you put concealer, sometimes you see a lot of fine lines and it just looks really cakey. It's because you're not using the right kind. You want to make sure that you use the sticks for under your eyes, because if you use the pots, it's going to look super cakey, and it's really going to pick up those fine lines that you get under your eyes. So, I actually kind of broke that rule because I found this concealer at Sephora. It's a pot, and it's not as thick as a lot of concealers. I know MAC concealers are extremely thick. They work really well, but they're really thick. This one's kind of an in-between. I know you can't really see it, but it's not as thick as most. It's kind of more the consistency of the sticks. So I use it for under my eyes as well. So I kind of break the rule. But if you can find one like that and you want to get this one, you know, feel free. Like I suggest with every makeup, just go to Sephora and kind of test out different ones. Ask them for help. They can suggest things for you. Another thing I want to talk about concealer is, I know your skin changes from winter to summer for most of us. I live in New England, so I go through about 4 different shades of concealer and foundation a year, you know, with every season. But the thing about it is you're trying to cover imperfections, and you don't want to get one that's too dark for you. So I really can't stress enough to get the right shade. With concealers, if you have to do one or the other, light or dark, I would go a little bit lighter, because when you go lighter, it just helps to cover the imperfections that you have that much better. Whereas if it's dark, it doesn't do it as well. So with concealer, I like using my finger, same as the BB cream, because if you use brushes a lot of times with this, more than the BB cream, you get lines, just because, like I said, it's thick. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply the concealer. And I have a lot of redness right here, and I have obviously a blemish on my chin. So I'm going to apply it on the blemish and my chin, just kind of rub it in. I know you can still see the blemish, but it's a really dark one. These are really tricky to cover up. Just kind of pat too, because that helps cover it up a little bit better. See, now it's a little less visible than when you rub. And I'm just going to kind of pat and rub on my cheeks and around my nose, because that's where I get a lot of redness on my nose and my cheek. Okay, and now for under my eyes. I'm going to do one and then show you the difference. So you can automatically see how awesome this concealer is, because this is the eye with the concealer, this is the one without. So my eyes just look brighter, and the bags are just like almost gone. So I really, really like this concealer. You don't want to put too much, because that's when you start getting a lot of cakiness. And if you feel like you're getting a lot of cakiness, just kind of pat, and that really does help. So if you have any other areas, like sometimes I like putting some above my eyebrows because for some reason I have redness here and in between. So just gonna have some blemishes on my forehead too. I'm just breaking out everywhere. So automatically you can see that my face, it just looks a lot brighter and better than it did before. So this concealer is actually lighter than my skin tone. You can kind of see it right there. I wouldn't worry too much about blending it in because we're going to put our foundation over it. So it's okay if you can kind of see it a little bit right there, but don't worry about it. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is foundations. I like to use powder foundations in the summer because my skin's really oily in the summer and you're sweating and stuff. It's a little bit lighter, and they also give a little bit lighter coverage than liquid foundations. But one of the ones that I really liked is Sephora brand Mineral foundation. As you can see, I hit the pan. With these, they're just really light. They come with a mirror and their own little sponge. And these are, basic powder foundations. It's cheap. There's no fragrance. They're oil-free. They're allergen-free. So if you have sensitive skin, I would definitely check out the Sephora brand. Another powder that I really like is Too Faced. I always talk about their products, but I really like them. This, same thing, I hit the pan. And it comes with its own sponge. So these are two that I really like. Another brand that I like for kind of powders is Bare Minerals. I know Bare Minerals is kind of just, everyone talks about it, but this one's really great. It's just the original SPF 15 matte foundation. With any powder foundations like this, like loose powder, you want to use a kabuki brush or a powder brush. The kabuki brush, I really like. I like the feel of it. I like how it's short and it's just really easy to apply. The powder brush just kind of, brushes on a little easier. So you want to use those, and you can even use those for the compact ones. Really doesn't matter. But I really like the Bare Minerals. I feel like for a loose powder, it really covers very well. Right now, the look for foundation is kind of dewy. So I have a couple of suggestions. I had the NARS foundation. It just comes in a regular liquid pump bottle. But I didn't need as much coverage as that one was giving me. It's kind of like an absolute maximum coverage foundation. It gave me that really nice dewy look, but it was just really heavy on my face, and I was kind of looking for something in between. So I stumbled upon the Makeup Forever HD foundation. What makes it HD is that it does not contain any sunscreen. Sometimes with foundations or even the BB cream, this one does not do it either, even though this does have SPF. In flash photography, you get kind of like white areas from where the foundation is, but this one is HD. It doesn't do that. It's an awesome concealer. It's pretty lightweight. It's kind of just, it's just perfect. I absolutely love it, and it covers very well while still giving that kind of natural look. I have a lot of freckles on my face, and with some of the other foundations, they just look cakey because it just has so much on. But with this one, it's perfect. So I would really suggest trying this. A lot of other brands for foundation that I like are, besides NARS, I really like Too Faced, Urban Decay, the Sephora brand, Bare Minerals, Laura Mercier, and obviously Makeup Forever. So I'm going to be demonstrating how to use the liquid foundation. Powder foundations are pretty much, just self-explanatory. You kind of, with the Bare Minerals, if you're using any type of loose powder, you just want to dump a little bit into the cap, swirl it around, tap your brush, blow it, and just kind of dust on. The thing with powders that you need to know is wherever you first put your brush is where it's going to be the darkest. So be careful. You really want to tap your brush and you want to blow it so that you don't have dark spots, because when you use a primer or a moisturizer or a BB cream, it's really going to stick. So enough about that. I'm going to start talking about the liquid foundation. So what you want to do is same thing with the BB cream. You just want to put a pump onto the back of your hand. And I'm going to be using a foundation brush. Another tool that you can use for a foundation is a blending sponge. They sell them at Sephora. I know another brand that sells them. It's a little bit cheaper is Sonia something or other. It starts with a K at Target. Basically it looks like an egg with a little point, and they're really great because they blend so well. The foundation really gets into your skin and it really gives you that flawless finish. Unfortunately, I don't know where my sponge is, so I'm just going to be using my foundation brush. If you do choose to use the foundation brush, this one's from Sephora. You want to try and get one from either, you know, a professional makeup place like Sephora or from MAC, because if you get cheap ones, you're going to get brush strokes, and that's not going to give you that flawless finish, which is why I suggest, you know, Sephora's brand. Mine came in a like a makeup brush set. But you want to try and get synthetic fibers, because the natural fibers, they're really great and everything, but they kind of soak up a lot of makeup, and it's just kind of a waste. So you want to put some onto the back of your hand, like I said, and you just want to dip your brush and just kind of spread it so that you don't have too much. And then you're just going to kind of start brushing. And you really want to blend it, and you want to really push it into your skin. And I cannot stress this enough. Please put it on your jawline and under. You want to blend it down your neck. This shade, as you can already tell, is a little bit dark for my skin. But the reason that I did that is because I highlight and contour. So this shade, it ends up being perfect once I finish doing that. And you really, really want to blend it in on the areas where you have the concealer, because you want to blend them. And see, you can still see my freckles. They don't look cakey. And this makeup, you know, it really doesn't feel like it's on my face. It's awesome. I absolutely love it. And my face just, it looks great. And as much as I love the foundation brush, I really do like the blending sponges better. They just, it almost like mattes the makeup into your skin, and it just really gives like a nice flawless finish. Not that this makeup brush doesn't, but that blending sponge is just perfect. So unfortunately, this blemish on my chin here, I really don't know what is going on with it, but it's so dark and annoying. It really just doesn't want to go away. I know a lot of people tend to put foundation on their lips. I really do not suggest doing that. They sell lip primers for that. Please just go buy one. I know e.l.f. from Target, it's a pretty good brand, has a lot of cheap primers like that. Please go use one of those, because if you use this foundation on your lips, when you apply your lipstick and stuff, you're kind of going to get a white line right there. And that's not cute. You don't want that. Okay, so we're almost done. I really want to stress putting it on your eyelids and in your eyebrows, because it's also going to help your makeup stick when you do your eyeshadow. Don't forget, like, the corners of your eyes. You really want to get every inch. And like I said, don't forget, blend it as much as you can down your chin. A lot of people ask me how to choose the right shade of foundation. It's kind of tough, but basically you want to find a brand that you like. When I went and found the Makeup Forever HT, I did this trick. You can just take your finger and you want to just pump a little bit onto your finger. We'll pretend that I did that. And you want to take like 3 or 4 different shades, ones that you think are close to your skin tone, and you just want to put like 3 streaks, one of each shade, on your jawline. And whichever one is like closest to your skin tone that you can't see is the one that you want to choose. Like I said, if anything with foundation, you want to go a little bit darker like I did, especially if you're going to be highlighting and contouring. With concealer, go a little bit lighter. So, you're pretty much done. You know, you want to kind of finish this with blush, and you can just go about your regular makeup, but just kind of really blend it in. And it's kind of hard to see on this video because I have the sun shining on me, but my skin is just like absolutely flawless. And I love that you can still see my freckles because it doesn't look caked on. This is more of a natural finish. You know, there's a lot of other ways to do it so that it looks more like Kim Kardashian, which would be highlighting and contouring, which I could do in another video if you guys want to see how I do that. But this is basically it for the foundation. If your skin is kind of oily, you could finish with a finishing powder. You could use an illuminating powder or just a regular translucent finishing powder. What an illuminating powder does is it kind of gives your face this really nice glow. Translucent powder is just kind of a setting powder. It really sets on your makeup. I actually have to go buy a new one today because I lost my illuminating powder. But I would suggest those. I really do like those. And that would be, you know, if you're going to wear blush, you would put the finishing powder on after your blush. So that's basically it. If you guys have any questions or comments about any types of brands, or if there's anything else that you want to see a tutorial on, please just let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and just let me know how this works out for you. Bye! Love you guys!